Welcome back to another reaction for ReZero Season 4 Episode 6.
おそらく誰も信じたりしないだろう。
はじめまして県人会の皆々様。俺の名前は夏木スバル。ロズワール邸の下男にしてこちらにおわす王候補エミリア様の一の騎士。
What a flashback. Okay. I guess. I'm assuming this has to do with the fight against Raid, right? On the other hand, maybe it is because Subaru is the only one that remembers him.
名乗る名なんざねえよ。俺はただの棒振りだ。なんだおめえ。俺に剣投げ渡すなんざ死にてえのか。
無手の相手に切りかかるような無粋、騎士として恥ずべき行為だ。
か笑わせやがれ。
その言葉、後悔しないことだ。
俺が何も持ってねえだ。よく見ろおめえ。
木の枝？
ちげえよ。箸だ箸。つまみ食うのに持ち歩いてんだよ。一番いい角度に、一番いい速さで、一番いい感じに、一番うまく振り回せば箸だろうと切れねえもんなんかねえよ。
I need to pay attention. So he's using chopsticks, which I don't remember. I mean, Julius doesn't know chopsticks, meaning that we were in was it Karagai? No, the city, the season 3 city. That was somewhat Japanese influenced. Now, I assume if chopsticks were a thing in this world, it would be there, that we see them. With him having chopsticks, now the question is he also reincarnated, or did someone else give him the chopsticks? Because again, chopsticks seemingly not part of this world. Maybe Flügel gave him the chopsticks because they were hanging out? Shaula said, right? Because Shaula said that he was training her. So maybe, because the assumption is naturally Flügel is reincarnated, maybe he brought the chopsticks with him, which means that he is definitely Japanese or Asian at least. Or maybe like a Western guy with Asian, that likes Asian cuisine stuff, and he uses chopsticks for that. So I feel like these chopsticks are a little bit long. Also, does it mean stick swinger? Does he mean his chopsticks? Is that his preferred weapon? Also, Foxy Donna used magic. I feel like that is not a good idea because of the damage gate. Why is Emiya not doing stuff? No, she could use magic.
るぜおめえ
How about you don't use too much magic?
よく寝ろよおめえそれじゃ色男も取り戻せねえぞおめえ
She's overusing magic. Why is she going so far? We know there's Foxy Donna is inside that body. Did she not lose her memories of Julius? Is that the point? Because from a big perspective, Julius is fighting this guy. Julius is losing. Neither Subaru nor Emilia are interfering, but she is interfering with her magic. Why? Why exactly her? I feel like it has something to do with Julius himself, that he is her knight. Again, theoretically, it would make more sense for Emilia to interfere just because she would not damage herself. Meanwhile, Foxy Donna is damaging Anastasia's body by using the magic, right? So she's willing to damage the body of the person she is closest to help Julius, which means that I assume she has her memory still. I don't know.
アナスタシアさんもう
アナスタシア様
今のはおめえ俺好みじゃねえかそうそるぜおめえ
そこをどけ
なんだこれ笑わせんなよおめえ本気でやってこれならとんだ期待外れだつまんねえなおめえ
私は
女のとこ行きたきゃ行かせてやんよやばっけ膝でも借りて泣いて甘えろ出来損ないのブサイク剣士寝ろ
I mean, what did you expect? It's a second trial. It's not going to be easy. Now, would there have been a better chance to success if Emilia and Subaru did anything? Yes. But they did not. For some reason. I don't know why. So now it also makes sense that we had the flashback somewhat. Because this was whenever his knighthood and stuff was insulted by Subaru. And now we see how far his knighthood is getting him. He's not even able to defeat this guy. Meanwhile, he has a sword. This guy does not. I mean, it's a little bit unfair. It would be like, you can't just defeat the Sword Saint, even if he doesn't have a weapon. There's a reason why they're known. Additionally, he is one of the 3 people that were able to see the Witcher of Envy, so he's on the same level as the Sage and the Dragon. I mean, come on.
さて次は
一つだけ聞いておきたいんだけど、あなたを一歩でも動かせばいいんじゃなかったの？ すごく走り回ってたけど。
何ウケんなよ。かっけえノリで言っただけだぜおめえ。わかんだろ。わかんねえか。女だもんな。激マブだもんな。今晩付き合えよおめえ。
ごめん、ちょっと何言ってるのかわかんない。それに私はきっとあなたと戦っても勝てないと思うの。
エミリア。
あなたはすごく強そう。それは見ててわかりました。だけど私たちは試験を乗り越えなきゃいけないの。だから勝てる方法を用意してください。一歩でもあなたを動かせたら私たちの勝ち。それで勝負しましょう。ダメ？
いいな。嫌いじゃねえぞおめえ。鳥医者以来の大バカだぜおめえ。気に入った。
Oh, who's Trisha? What? Tricia? Trisha? Tricia. I don't believe we have heard that name. Tricia. Tricia? I mean, that is definitely important. So there is some person that... Because in this show there are no random names. Every name you hear may or may not be important at some point. So Tricia, someone who was alive at the same time as the Sage and him. I don't remember if we heard that name or not. I do have an idea what it could be, but I don't know if that idea would be supported by stuff we know now or stuff we heard later. So...
一歩でも動かせたらおめえの勝ちにしてやんや。
二人をお願い。手当てしてあげて。
待った。さっきの見たろ。無策で言っても。
アイスブランドアーツ。アイシクルライン。大丈夫。私も本気で言ってみるから。
激マブな面してしたたかじゃねえか。
Now, is she going to use these weapons or is she going to throw these weapons? Is it me? I don't know.
おめえ。
やれることを精一杯やるのが私の騎士様から教わったやり方なの。
I'm just thinking, if he can't move, he can't counterattack, right? Why do I feel like that is a trap, though? That thinking is a trap, right? I mean, he could throw his chopsticks. Maybe that is what her plan, that he can't move, so she can bombard him? He does have a lot of mana.
とも無事かしら。でも
分かってる。動かねえ。
I see. Okay. I mean, she's showing that she's super strong. I mean, I feel like she wasn't... It didn't feel that strong previously, right? But this is insane control of her ability. What's a... can't do that. You can't. What in the Konosuba? Just maybe we didn't see it correct, right? I mean, it is very well animated. I give it that. It is very well animated. I mean, you can. Yeah, someone had fun. Someone had a lot of fun.
約束約束これしきのことで怒んじゃ
Wait a second. Is this a typical way to showcase it? Being hit on the head and then making those fox hands? Because Ranma is doing that all the time, right? Is that just a typical thing you do? Or is that a special shout out to something specific?
何考えてんだおめえ普通あんな真似されたら動き鈍んだろうが
体に触られただけでしょ。あなた好きだらけだったもの。
ざっけんだどういう育ち方してんだ親は何してやがった
Good question.
んだ
何か変なこと言った。
おいこの激マブなんとかしろ外歩かせんなおめえ付き人だろうか
お前の方こそふざけんじゃねえなんて真似しやがるこの変態野郎クソ野郎滞在式よぶっ殺す
落ち着くのよ。気持ちはわかるけど見るかしら。
お一歩どころじゃなく動いてる
本当ね。やった。私の勝ち。
どんな経緯であれ勝ちは勝ちだ
Yep.
さあ
Even if it is a technicality, a win is a win.
さあどうする
はあ仕方ねえ言ったことは言ったことだ
認めるのか
おめえ俺なんだと思ってやがんだここで食い去ったら俺の株が下がんだろうがおめえ
現時点で株なんか下がりようがないくらい最低の負け方してるぞ
うっせえよザコがとにかくその激マブの勝ちだどうしてやるよしょうがんめえ
Not as hard as I thought, you know?
んだ
Pretty easy.
次はザコがやんのかそれとも砂利二人のどっちかかよ塔にいんのが全部で7人抜けたのがおめえ
7. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we count Patrasha, 9. Someone is. I mean, maybe Beatrice is not being counted.
抜けたのがおめえ
Maybe it's Shaola because she's not part of the group.
の女がまず一人
は
次は誰が俺を抜いてくれんだなあおめえよ
それですごすごと逃げ帰ってきたわけね。
辛辣っすね姉様
やめなさいその喋り方。そこで寝てる娘のお師匠様説が真実味を帯びるわよ。
それはやばいな気をつける
惨敗ね。でもエミリア様だけは相手のお眼鏡にかなった。ええ、勝てたの。やっぱり私だけでも上に。
いややめといた方がほらあれだ危ない
すごーく気をつけるわよ。
危ない
危ないわね。危ないのよ。
ユリウスのやつへこみすぎなきゃいいけどな
心配？
I mean, I feel like the bigger problem is at the moment Anastasia, right?
どうだろう心配はまあ心配なんだろうけどそんな簡単でもないかなそれになんであいつはああまでしてユリウスを助けようとしたんだ
お二人のことも心配だけど 試験がどうなるのかも大事よ。乗り越えられなければレムを取り戻す手段に届かない。
あの試験官
If we don't get past the try, we don't get a way to get we cannot find a way to get Rem back. Who's saying that? I feel like we are all under some kind of weird assumption. Because the whole idea is, okay, you go to the tower, you find the sage, because the sage knows all things. You go and ask him how to do this, okay. However, Shaula doesn't know where the sage is. The sage is gone, or people have not seen the sage for quite a while. And you have all these tries. Your assumption is finish all the tries, get to the sage? Or, I mean, you have all the books. They may help, or most probably not, but I don't see how you can get more knowledge than maybe finding the sage. But I feel like that is a little bit far-fetched, right? I don't really know what the goal is. We never got like a talk down, hey, this is what we hope to achieve, apart from go to the tower. The sage should be here with all the knowledge. Shaula saying she doesn't know where the sage is, and it's like, we solve the tower, and then I guess we see what is going on. I don't know. I don't know what the goal is.
はっきり言って化け物みたいに強いラインハルト級かもしれない。
それぐらい強かったと思う。地上最強と並び立つなんて言われてるのは今の世界じゃ各国一人ずつよ。
ラインハルトが王国最強で他の三国にもそれぞれ最強がいるってことか。
ボラキア帝国一将、青き来光、セシルス・セグムント、グステコ西王国の教王子、それから
Mad Prince, huh?
カララギ都市国家の第三者ハリベル。どれも棒振りの特徴と違うわね。
服装だけはカララギの民族衣装だったかしら。箸も使いこなしていたのよ。
本来の使い方と違いすぎ。
Okay. So Kauragi does have chopsticks. Never mind then. Okay. Chopsticks are somewhat well known.
本来の使い方と違いすぎて使いこなしてたって言っていいもん
あ
か。
あ、お兄さんたち、ちょっといい？おしさま、一人にしないで。もう寂しいのは嫌す。
出花に切なくなるようなこと言うのやめろ。本当は起きてんだろお前。
チェース。あれ？なんでこんなところにいるんすか？確かアシたちは王子様の劇的なひらめきで試験突破して夢っすか？
現実だよ。
そこで王子様が足を抱きしめて、もう離さないって笑いかけて。
それは夢だな。2つ目の試験が始まった途端気絶したんだよ。
気絶？足が？そんなみっともないことあるわけないじゃないっすか。
覚えてないのか？長い階段上がって白い部屋に入って剣を抜いたら景色が変わって人影が現れて赤い髪に青い目の自分のことを棒振りって言って。思い出したのか。
なんであいつがここにいるんすか？生きてたっす。やっぱり殺しても死なないやつだったっす。
何よ。
ボーリレイドス。あの鬼畜悪魔、また足の胸ズボズボ揉むために生きて。
That is a wild sentence. I mean, it would be a good reason to come back to life, but it is still a wild sentence. I feel like, Because she did say that they trained. I feel like they had like a training where he was like, if I defeat you or you can't defeat me, then I get a reward kind of thing.
レイドって確か
レイド・アストレア、初代の権勢よ。
Yeah, he's not going to be easy.
寝てるとこ悪い。あいつの正体が分かった。お前の知恵があのバッカ野郎。
Oh, okay. Now the question is he going to remember what happened? Or is he just fresh? If he doesn't remember, maybe we can pull another stunt like Emilia was? Because I don't believe we get to defeat him, right? Definitely not Subaru. Julius, maybe, but he's debuffed. We should not forget that he can't really use his little spirits as well. Rum is not really that strong in a fight. She has some good magic, but physically not that good. Melee is pretty useless. Shaola is as useless against him. So we don't really have too much to fight against him. It is still the Astrea family, so, and he is famous. Famous enough to be on a coin. So I feel like our chance to win against him is pretty low.
今度は遊びじゃ済まされねえぞ。おめえ。
ルグニカ王国この騎士団所属ユリウス・ユークリウス。
そのつまんねえ肩書き名乗ってる間、俺の遊び相手にもなんねえよ。つまんねえな。お手本通りか、おめえ。 情けねえな、おめえ。剣持ってどんだけだよ、おめえ。俺は剣持って3ヶ月しか経ってねえぞ、おめえ。
What the fuck? Only 3 months? What? He's supposedly dead, right? So 3 months since he started using a sword? Really? At least, as long as Julius is not going to die, he can do this over and over and over again. But it seems like that playing by the book that he learned of all of these years is not going to help him here. I also wonder if Raid did say he had a follower, or followers maybe even. Was that one maybe a not descendant, but someone from Julius' family line? Maybe there was someone like him all those years ago next to this guy's side. Maybe he was also trying to defeat him, like he is right now. And failing.
私は今ここであなたを。
バカ言えよ、おめえ。できるかよ、おめえに。できねえよ、おめえにゃ。届くまでくれねえ。届くまで振ってねえ。足りねえんだよ、おめえ。ここはおめえの来るところじゃねえんだよ。役者がちげえんだよ。お呼びじゃねえんだよ。 誰もおめえなんざ見てねえよ。期待しちゃいねえよ。俺が遊んでやってると思って甘えてくんな。こらえんのかよ。ますますつまんねえなおめえ。
I do wonder if Raid is similar to Reinhardt, because Reinhardt not only has his super awesome sword, but he also has all of these. I forgot what they are called. You know, the buffs. Nah, buffs. Let's call them buffs. Like the Phoenix thing and so on. And does Raid have the same? Because he's super strong. But it does not feel like that he is the same like Reinhardt. Right? I just wonder if this is more or less the ability that got passed down in the Astrea family, that you can get all these, I forgot the name, but these abilities whenever you need them, or is Reinhardt the only one that has it? Then the question is, why is he so strong? Especially because he supposedly only trained recently with the sword. Maybe it's similar to like the witches, because we saw Typhon getting her ability out of nowhere. Maybe he was the same. He just got his ability out of nowhere. Maybe there's a trigger. Maybe there's someone behind it. Lots of questions.
Now, 私にはこの強さが唯一の
迷いが剣に出たぜおめえ。天剣に至る資格なし。おめえにゃ子分の立場もやれねえよ。
Just punch him. I mean, that is a very nice direction. Just seeing him become giant, like this big wall that Julius is trying to get across.
Omae 強さは俺の目が知ってる。俺の恥が知ってる。誰が忘れたとしてもだ。ユリウス！
Is he... he's alive? Maybe? Question is how alive.
揺れるものだな。
気づいたのか。
私は君に背負われて。
そうだ。言っとくがこの短時間で2回目だぞこれ。二度とやりたくねえって思った30分後にまたやらされてる俺の気持ち、お前にわかるか？
道理で乗り心地が悪いはずだ。
お前振り落とされたいの
Okay, he's still alive. I mean, we didn't really see what happened, but it seemed like a pretty strong attack. However, Julius is not dead. The question is Raid not allowed to kill him? Does he not want to kill him? Because it seemed like Subaru was not able to interfere in time, right? But maybe we are wrong. I am wrong. Maybe he was able to interfere before that big attack hit Julius.
アナスタシア様はご無事だろうか。
命に別状はない。お前の方がよっぽど死にかけたぐらいだよ、あれ相手に。つか、あの眼帯野郎が誰だか知ったら驚く
レイ
ぞ。
ド・アストレア。
よくわかったじゃねえか。こっちはシャウラが知っててな。
棒振りを自称された時点で思うところはあったが、確信が持てなくてね。伝えられずすまない。
いや、ユリウス、戻ったら分かっちまうことだから先に言っとくが、お前とアナスタシアさんが倒れた後にエミリアが試験を突破した。ただあれだ、力比べであいつをぶっ倒したってわけじゃない。
I mean, she was very strong. I wouldn't put it past her to be able to defeat Julius like he's right now. Again, he is somewhat weaker, but also Emilia is liked by the spirits, so maybe the little spirits would not really work well against her. So, I mean, we have seen Emilia. She did a fantastic job fighting. On the good side here, if Raid is not allowed to kill him or is unwilling to kill him, he can just go up again and train, or take it as training over and over again, right?
いろんな偶然が味方したのと、エミリアが特殊だったからだ。だからなんつうか気負うなよ。
気負う。エミリア様が試験を超えられたのであれば、牽制レードは超えられない障害では決してない。それが分かったのは大きな収穫だ。
おお、そうだ。
Okay.
そうなんだよ。
Okay, taking a positive spin, even though you are frustrated. Also, Subaru was not doing a good job on softening the blow. I mean, she defeated him. You can't really play down her achievement, really. You can just lay out the rules that were set and she won. But Julius is right. He's not unsurmountable. I mean, here's the if Julius would be able to defeat the Raid, wouldn't that mean that he also has a chance against Reinhardt? Right? That would be a very interesting fight. Julius, a really strong Julius against Reinhardt? I can see that. But we would need Julius with his powers back first.
それが分かってくれりゃいい。
そろそろ下ろしてもらえるだろうか。いつまでも君に背負われたままだと悪酔いそうだ。
怪我人を歩かせたなんてバレたら俺がエミリアタンに叱られる。
目は覚めた。自分で降りられる。
突っ張っても今更だぞ。背負われてるところはさっき全員に見られてる。気絶してたシャウラとアナスタシアさんだけは見てないけどな。
ならばそれが理由だ。アナスタシア様にこんな姿を。
取ってつけたようなこと言うな。
Just let him down. Doesn't really matter what reason. You can ask, are you really sure? And if he's saying yes, then let him down.
下ろしてくれ。
お前な、そもそも
下ろしてくれと言っているだろう。
お前バカ野郎、一体何考えてんだ。
来なくていい。一人で立てる。手を借りる必要はない。言った通りだろう。一人で立つことくらいわけのないことだ。
Was it flashback him remembering himself in the same situation where he was standing up and the this was more or less the lowest point of the story for him, right? But he was so self-absorbed that he was unwilling to take any help, and he was very self-centered about all the sacrifices he did for everyone. And maybe he sees Julius doing the same?
少し時間はかかりそうだが、君の手を煩わせる必要はない。できれば先に説明してきてくれないだろうか。弁明は私自身でする。君はあくまで私が見つかったことだけ伝えてくれればいい。
くそくそくそくそバカ野郎、俺もお前も大バカ野郎だ。
何のつもり？
うるせえ。何が一人で立てるだ。へっぴり腰なのが丸見えなんだよ。途中から勝てないって分かってたんだろ。殴られて蹴られて倒されて、それでも向かっていくしかなかったんだろ。それしか吐き出す方法がなかったんだろうが。こっちは誰かさんのおかげでとっくの塔に身に染みてんだよ。
I did not even consider the parallels here to fight against someone who's so far stronger than you, so far more up. Like, he was fighting against Julius at the time where he had like no training. Julius was, I mean, he didn't even get a hit in on Julius. And Julius now in the same position against Raid.
お前の腹の底が分かってるなんて知ったような口は聞かねえよ。けど今お前が一人でこの階段を、長ったらしいこの階段を一人っきりで降りる必要なんかねえんだ。肩ぐらい貸してやるし、貸しだとも思わない。あの時俺はだからお前をこの階段に一人きりにしてやるもんか。
スバル。
なんだ。
すまない。
うるせ
え。おそらく誰も信じたりしないだろう。あの瞬間、王城の大広間にいた全員を敵に回した大ボラ吹き、言い切った当人さえもどこか浮ついた感情と勢い任せであることを隠しきれずにいた発言。それにただ一人感銘を受けた男がいたことなど。
Definitely nice callback. Also, nice to see that we went from, you know, these. I mean, Julius never really hated Subaru after that fight. But Subaru always was like, yeah, Julius, because he was always so perfect, so knight-like. And Julius did push him pretty far down the mental anguish he had to endure. Now, naturally, Subaru is mostly at fault for that, but still. But now we are at least somewhat buddy-buddy, right? We may not be the most harmonious friends, but it seems like friends nonetheless. I still have no idea what our plan is with the whole tower. What exactly are we searching? I guess the idea is finish the tower, hope we get to see the saint, a sage, not saint, sage, and hope that is going to get us the answer. Otherwise, I don't know how we continue. We have all these books. maybe if we read enough of them, we are going to find the answer somehow, somewhere. Other than that, I mean, the second try did not really unlock any new rooms. It only unlocked a little staircase. Different to the first try, which unlocked the library. So I don't know. I'm assuming we are just going to have to support Julius in trying to win against Raid. Again, I don't believe Subaru is going to be strong enough. I mean, I did not count Beatrice, but even then. Raid is just, I mean, can you defeat Reinhardt? No, then you probably don't have that much of a chance against Raid. So I guess we see if Julius can do it. And then maybe Emilia can just take a little sneak peek of the next level. I'm wondering the staircase. Is it always there? Or is it only there whenever they draw the sword? Because if it's always there, they could just, you know, sneak up the staircase. On the other hand, this would go against the rules of the tower. We could try though. So, same Anastasia. What was happening with her? I can only... The only part I could imagine is that Foxydonna has not had her memories stolen. Or the memories of Julius removed. So that is why she fought so hard? There was a reason why she was trying so hard, right? We only have like 11 or 12 episodes left before we have a little break for the finish, right? I wonder what we are going to go through now. There has to be a lot more coming, right?